Hello there. I hope you see and hear me well. My name is Nataliya Grimberg, and I would love to present you all the recent MetaNews that have been happening in the space. I am a fashion futurist and trend forecaster. I work with tech and fashion companies, and I try to help them navigating the virtual fashion space with all the recent developments and strategies. And I'm not sure how to scroll. Okay, good. So without further ado, I would go and explore all the newest updates in the fashion tech space, going through all the most exciting ones and looking why and why not they might have an influence on the future development in our field. So the first section I would love to focus on is fashion funding. So you probably know that the metaverse is becoming a big thing, right? So, well, I bet you did. And a new report says it's going to be a super profitable market soon, right? According to Allied Market Research, the global digital clothing industry is expected to reach a blowing $4.8 billion by 2031. And that's a massive jump from the 500 million it made back in 2021. The report analyzed all kinds of data like market trends, different technologies, applications, and competition. I found that the pandemic played a big role in boosting the digital clothing market as people got more into digital fashion while being stuck at home. The growth was also fueled by exciting tech developments like augmented reality and virtual reality in gaming and non-fungible tokens. And here's the interesting part. The report said that 3D software is going to be the fastest growing segment, with big brands like Adidas, Nike, and H&M leading the way. North America, that's probably still sleeping now, so I hope to see you in the recordings. North America is currently the leader in revenue for digital clothing, but Asia Pacific is catching up fast. It's expected to have the highest growth rate due to urbanization and more digital content creation happening in the region. So the future looks pretty fun in the digital clothing, especially if you see all the numbers in fundings. So the virtual accelerator Psyche, the luxury fashion platform, they have announced the clothing of a $9.5 billion funding round. It was led by Alexis Ohanian's firm, 776. The company is formed by Ralph Lauren's former chief digital and content officer, Alice de la Honte, is centered around blockchain technology, and it aims to serve as an incubator, marketplace, and social community for the next generation of designers and consumers. They have recently launched the first incubator for around 15 new digital fashion designers. So I'm really excited to see what's happening in the space further. Then, digital fashion brand House of Blueberry raised $6 million. It's a digital-first fashion brand, and $6 million for a brand that produces only digital clothing is honestly impressive. House of Blueberry added that it hopes the funding will accelerate the goal of being the leading fashion house in the metaverse, as well as help them to further focus on its mission of backing female design and aesthetic in a largely male-dominated tech industry, which for us, women of the future, are exciting news, right? And then lastly, Empiria raised $10 million to back up virtual retail solutions. So this is a virtual architecture company. They have secured, again, $10 million in funding, and they stated they plan to utilize it for virtual store customer data to provide retailers that they're working with better tools in customization, and this will work with partners to bring virtual e-commerce solutions under one roof by leveraging the Web3 ecosystems and other technologies. Moving further, we have been witnessing a lot of exciting new cases for lawsuits that haven't been here during Web 2 era. First of all, three artists argue that Shein's tech collect data on customers to identify emerging trends, and that it hijacked their designs for profit. So, just to explain further, the artists argue that Shein, the fast fashion brand, has sold nearly identical copies of work they have created and sold themselves, using an artificial intelligence algorithm that can identify and mimic pieces of art. So kind of like Midjourney, but for copyright infringement, I guess. The plaintiffs say that the algorithm is the brainchild of Chris Xu, the mysterious billionaire behind Shein, who made Shein the world's top clothing company through high technology, not high design, according to the complaint. The AI behind the company is what makes Shein so able to stay on the top up-to-the-minute trends, enticing buyers to the constantly rotating catalog of cutting-edge pieces of fast fashion. And while speaking about another big lawsuit, we have finally witnessed victory for Hermes when Manhattan federal judge has issued a definitive injunction against artist Mason Rothschild. We have been following this lawsuit for more than a year, and the decision comes after a 2022 legal battle where Hermes filed a lawsuit against the artist, accusing him of leveraging their esteemed Birkin brand for his financial gain. With this recent order that was filed in the end of June, the court has permanently prohibited for the sales of Rothschild's controversial Meta Birkin NFTs, which a lot of people have on. This decision comes after Rothschild's was offered to pay something about $100,000 in damages in February 2023 after losing the initial trademark case. And the outcome could set a precedent for future cases that have to do with the fine line between artistic expression and braid trademark infringement within the digital space. So exciting to see where it's going further and if we will have more lawyers that are focusing predominantly on AI and Web3 era. Then I would love to cover this exciting Lacoste use case. So the brand has been doing some excellent stuff with blockchain NFTs recently. And if you've got one of their 11,000 UNDW3 Genesis pass non-fungible tokens, you might want to check your wallets. After about a year of diving in Web3, the French brand has taken things up a notch with their Web3 loyalty program. They just launched the UNDW3 card and a brand new platform for token holders. The brand calls it a groundbreaking personalized experience program that uses blockchain technology to reward all the awesome people who support the brand and create fun stuff. Now, this card is like a dynamic NFT of digital assets. Holders of this card can get special access to the brand's Web3 experience platform, and it's like a badge of honor for being part of their experiential program. The more you participate, the more exclusive rewards you'll get, and that makes the card even more valuable. It's a pretty neat way to show some love to their dedicated fans and creators. They can participate in creative contents and interactive games with weekly mixed reality quests linked to the brand's history and storytelling, alongside fashion design challenges. So the latter will run in close collaboration with the brand's physical creative studio team, leveraging 3D and artificial intelligence-based tools. So here we are again with 3D, Web3, AI, it's all interconnected. The points are displayed on a leaderboard on the side. So it's like you're playing, you're in the community, you're challenging, and those prizes will be awarded to those who achieve the highest scores. The all-out winner will receive a week of Lacoste immersion in Paris, comprising visits to Lacoste factory and a shopping session at the brand's Paris flagship boutique, while number 2 will have the possibility to represent the Lacoste community via social media campaign. So they are bringing their community close to the brand, opening up spaces, bringing them to Paris. This is one of the most exciting loyalty brand programs that I have seen in a while, I'll say. And while Lacoste already operates a robust Web2 loyalty program, the Move on chain allows it to engage more deeply with its community. For instance, its Instagram posts may generate upwards of 10K likes and a few hundred comments. However, interactions on its year-old Discord channel number some 4 million to date. Community, co-creation, and access to exclusive products and events are common features of successful Web3 loyalty programs, such as Adidas, LTC, NSS, Hennessy, and Kiki World's Web3 beauty brand. And speaking of beauty, here we have another 2 exciting digital beauty use cases. L'Oreal has announced a new multi-brand beauty partnership with Ready Player Me, which is the leading cross-game avatar platform in the Metaverse. Players can now customize their avatars with 10 Maybelline and L'Oreal looks created in partnership with computer-generated imagery artist Ivan Rochette. Ready Player Me will offer 5 makeup looks and 5 hairstyles for the interoperable avatars that can be used for more than 4,000 Metaverse platforms, which already sounds like a huge number. L'Oreal Paris didn't want realism. Instead, it aimed to create colorful looks, as you can see, inspired by gaming and virtual worlds. L'Oreal's Maybelline New York has also previously experimented with the Metaverse. The company created a virtual loft that featured immersive experiences and promoted brands' cosmetic products, and they also had a virtual influencer, which was another big trend happening. Another use case created by Journey platform is Clinique's virtual laboratory. It's an all-immersive, multi-sensory gamified experience that combines retail with edutainment. So education and entertainment. Having created custom avatars, users can go and explore different zones, including a museum spotlighting the brand's history and a skin school, offering both video tutorials and interactive diagnostics with customized skincare solutions defined by consultants in real time. Particular focus is Clinique Hero product moisture search, with ingredients and formulas showcased alongside the effects of environmental factors on the skin. So, of course, there is also retail play. Users can shop featured products, checking out via the Clinique's regular e-commerce channel on the website, and elements of gamification where participants can collect bubbles to win sample size editions of focus products. They speak to the target Gen Z demographic. However, unlike many such brand initiatives, Clinique Lab is not just mobile optimized, it's mobile first. It's created by Journey, and you can visit it to explore all the possibilities and gamification out there. And speaking of technologies, not just fashion, probably everyone has noticed that there has been a big battle between social media magnates. So social media works are going strong in the recent months. And with more freedom and decentralization, hopefully still to come. Because so far it's been a lot about ego and competition for the sake of competition, but I'm hoping for the best, that users will finally have the chance to speak up. Speaking of threads, that is a rival of Twitter. In just 4 days of the app going live, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, there have been already more than 100 million users, according to Qualitative Threads Tracker. And Thread is, as you probably know, unless you, as me, live in the European Union and you haven't tried it yet, it's a sibling app to Instagram, making it easy for the platform's existing billion-plus users to sign up, unless they live in European Union and don't know how to use VPN. It's a huge audience already, but it's still very, very early days for Threads. And as a answer to the new development of Threads, Twitter had to come up with something new, which is the rebranding part. So Twitter has changed its brand and logo from the famous blue birds to X. Elon Musk recently explained why he decided to rebrand Twitter to X and noted that it's more than just a name change. Instead, it represents his plans to create an everything app, which, well, we'll see how it goes. He also said that the Twitter name made sense when it was just 140 characters message going back and forth, like birds tweeting. But now you can post almost anything, including several hours of video. In the months to come, they will add comprehensive communications and the ability to conduct your entire financial world. The Twitter name does not make sense in that context, he said, so we must bid adieu to the bird. With that, another social media platform, TikTok, is also making waves. They have opened the doors to its first ever bricks and mortar pop-up on the world-famous Oxford Street in London. So who was in London the past month, they could have witnessed this showcase of different brands curated by TikTok. They wanted to showcase the breadth of brands and creators that are selling on the platform in a real-world context. The pop-up is not only open to the public, but was open to existing and prospective merchants and creators, with a particular focus on the tech, home, and living and book product categories. Because TikTok is the home to a new kind of shopping culture, community commerce, a unique blend of community, entertainment, and shopping. They use hashtags like TikTok may be mine, which reached over, I think, 60 billion views, making TikTok a destination for people to discover the biggest trending products across beauty, fashion, food, tech, and more. And through these pop-up stores, merchants and creators will have the opportunity to meet TikTok experts to learn all about the power of social selling and how businesses can tap into online community and trends like book talk, tech talk, you name it. And as I mentioned, the rebranding of X has been a very active topic on Twitter, especially between Web3 community. It was really exciting to witness all the different polarities of opinions of people who did agree or disagree with the new brand. Plus, there has been a lot of really fun Midjourney generations for the logo, how it could look like. You can also see the Beeple's reiteration of the logo. And again, speaking of TikTok, I'm not sure if you have witnessed the new trend of NPCs. So, what is an NPC, you might ask me? You know, when you play a video game and there is the character that you control, well, an NPC are the other characters in the games that aren't being played by a human. The ones that can only repeat phrases and movements from a pre-programmed set of options. Think like in a game where you stumble across a shopkeeper you can interact with, but they've only got a very limited set of interactions available. And if you hop into one of these live streams, you'll hear the same few catchphrases and gestures repeated in a non-stop loop. The order they appear is chosen by viewers who purchase cartoon gift tokens like roses or real-life money and send them in the live comment section. Different gift tokens prompt a specific gesture or line in dialogue, so viewers become wearing a sombrero in a bathtub, splashing water, greeting viewers in a robotic loop. Another adds a children's sticker to her face for every gift that is sent. Pinky Doll, one of the most famous streamers, reportedly makes up to $3,000 a stream and has made $7,000 in a day. Perhaps it's time to consider an NPC side hustle? I don't know. And speaking of virtual events, I will cover just briefly. There has been the inaugural AI Fashion Week happening in New York and virtually, and the second edition of Metaverse Fashion Week. Both of these I will cover in my LinkedIn report, so I'll skip this briefly. Then we're going back to beauty in Web3. So French beauty brand L'Occitane has entered the digital world with the launch of the virtual store experience designed to transport its heritage and products into a new setting. A very beautiful one, I should say. Created by virtual store developer Imperia, the platform exhibits an online retail environment that communicates the brand's narrative beyond the physical world in a bid to increase brand engagement, customer loyalty, and e-commerce results, well as all the other metaverse activations out there. The space itself draws inspiration from Provence, France, allowing users to explore areas reminiscent of the region via virtual bicycle or hot air balloon. The brand and its key products, including skincare, fragrance, and body care, are also represented among the experience for which videos, facts, and interactive content can be viewed by users. And another super exciting beauty trend company that has launched the Web3 product is Kiki. So as the founder says, Kiki World will introduce new on-chain features that allowed customers to select and own beauty product attributes. These enhancements pave the way for future revenue, as she says, sharing with customers, aligning with Kiki's decentralized blockchain commerce roadmap. Decentralized community for cosmetics, you say? So the polishes that they're selling, they come in one-handed refillable pens with a click-out brush like a marker. And users will have a say on functional criteria of all the cosmetics they are selling, such as skin type, acne-prone, hyperpigmentation, dry skin. And if you have participated in the voting process, that kind of works like Deo, you will receive additional digital collectibles when you come to purchase them. As the founder said, we want everything to be interactive and playful, informed by the latest technology, but also serving the most basic of needs. Why fashion? Well, I will skip this quickly because you probably have your own opinion on the new Apple headset, on the Oculus and Meta. But what I can say that the fashion industry, like any other, is continually evolving. It embraces technological advancements to enhance the offerings, and with new XR technology, we will witness a lot of new developments in the field. Together with AI, there is a lot of business developments happening. And because I'll have to wrap up my talk really quickly, I'll skip that. And I would be happy to share the slides with anyone that would want to dig in further. I have found some really exciting mass market and luxury fashion activations with NFT and Web3 space. So from Bershka to H&M to Charles & Keith and Prada, there have been a lot of virtual garments and digital garments that are being actively sold. Together with Louis Vuitton and Gucci. So nearly 93 years after its creation, Louis Vuitton's iconic Speedy bag has been reimagined as the luxury fashion house announced the Speedy 40 new bag. The bag, which was designed in collaboration with Pharrell, is currently claimable as a digital collectible, with the physical version set to be released in January 2024 next year. And as a part of the Louis Vuitton's journey, this is only available to Treasure Trunk NFT holders, the fashion brand's access token that dropped in June. And I will quickly skip through all the other news, just mentioning something that has been on everyone's radar recently. Oppenheimer and Barbie, so many AI Barbie activations, from AI generated outfits to AI avatar generations to AI generated movies, where we can see the future of storytelling in the films. So thank you so much for your attention. I would be happy to discuss all the other MetaNews with you. This is a link to my LinkedIn, where I am launching the new series of a newsletter where you will have even more MetaNews in your newsfeed. Thank you so much.